What keeps you awake at night? What fears lurk in the shadows of your mind? These questions may stir up thoughts of health concerns, financial instability, or perhaps the state of your personal relationships. It's a common part of the human experience to worry, to feel the weight of these unseen anxieties pressing down on us. But consider this. What if we could shift our focus? What if instead of constantly worrying about these issues, we turned our thoughts to something or someone much greater? Let's take David as an example. David was a man haunted by financial worries. His bills were piling up and he felt as though he was drowning in debt. But then David found solace. He found it in prayer, in faith, in shifting his focus towards God. David discovered, as many have, that the size of our worries shrinks when we elevate our gaze to the enormity of God. Fear, like a stealthy thief, can rob us of our joy and peace. But what if we could overcome it? Let's look at Sarah's story. Sarah was a woman battling a severe health condition. Her days were filled with worry and uncertainty, her nights consumed by fear. But in the midst of her despair, Sarah found a beacon of hope. She began to focus on God and His promises. She found solace in the strength of her faith, a refuge from her fear. She held tight to the belief that through God she could find healing. Her faith became her shield, her trust in God a source of comfort, and as her faith grew, her fear began to diminish. She discovered that in shifting her focus to God, her problems seemed smaller, her fears less overwhelming. Her journey from despair to hope, from fear to faith, is a powerful testament. Sarah's story is a testament to how our fears lose their grip when we place our trust in God. Where does your focus lie? On your problems or on the problem solver? Let's consider Michael, a man who was once caught in the whirlwind of worry, specifically over personal relationships. His mind was a battlefield of anxiety, and his relationships were its casualties. But then, something changed. Instead of feeding his fears, Michael decided to shift his focus onto God. And what happened? His worries didn't disappear overnight. No, but they started to lose their power over him. He was no longer a puppet to his problems, but a child of God, standing tall and strong. His relationships began to heal, not because the circumstances changed, but because he did. What was his secret? It was the power of focus. He chose to focus on God, the problem solver, and not on the problems themselves. And in doing so, he discovered an undeniable truth that God is indeed bigger than our biggest problems. Like Michael, when we shift our focus to God, we find that He is indeed bigger than our biggest problems. So, what can we learn from David, Sarah, and Michael? The lessons are clear. We've seen the transformative power of shifting our focus from our worries to God, a move that alleviates our fears and brings serenity. We've witnessed the strength of faith, a potent tool in overcoming fears that seem insurmountable. We've discovered the peace that comes from trusting in God, a tranquility that surpasses all understanding. Remember, your worries may be big, but your God is bigger. Shift your focus and find peace. Are you feeling empowered by this message? Do you know someone who might be grappling with their fears and worries? Pass on the torch of faith and share this video with them. You never know, it might just be the beacon of hope they need to shift their focus from their worries to God. And if you found value in this video, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you never miss an inspiring message. Every thumbs up helps us to reach more people and spread the power of faith. Until we meet again in our next video, stay blessed and keep sharing the blessings.